If you aren't seeing it, apologies. It's nice to hit that go live button only 5 minutes late or more. Sorry about that, folks, but we're here.
Are we also streaming on TikTok and
We're just on 2 for now. I
Instagram?
wasn't sure the Wi-Fi could handle that much upstream from this hotel room. So
That's some Packy Bridge. Yeah, that's
back.
yeah. This
It's like that
wait,
scene in Rounders in the chat. Someone's talking about getting one over on
oh,
Zia, and it's like, yeah, you can play one hand against Johnny Chan or Zia and do well, but sit down for 800 and see how you end up at the end of that one.
Mm-hmm.
OnlyFans for Bridge is the worst idea I've ever heard. Please take that out of the chat. What are you
yeah.
doing?
Oh boy, I don't know.
Welcome, only 15 words. Who is only 15 words? That looks familiar. I think we know this person.
Yeah,
I think that's Joe.
Joe.
That was a joke just for Greg.
Oh, thank you.
God.
Thanks for leaving me out of the inside joke, guys. Yeah, appreciate it. All
Didn't
right, so
take long.
I mean that's a sexy hand that Mike Pacell has there.
Yeah,
They're gonna find a nice spade fit, and that's probably
yeah. This looks like a pretty easy four spades. Yeah, so unfortunately, quite a handful of imps sliding more to Juicer. I say unfortunately, like I have a horse in this race, but
We do. We're
yeah,
now the chat wants
I'm Team Stevie.
chat's
Sorry,
keep
I'm
wondering
biased.
whose Joe is.
I'm biased.
I mean, it's hard. I'm obviously have a little bit of rooting interest as well. I think we all do. So
I mean, Steve's one of our partners at Bridge Winners. We're very close with
oh yeah,
Steve.
will you put a link up to the USBF Twitch channel on Bridge Winners at some point?
Oh, good idea.
That would
Yeah,
be awesome.
we
Because
can
honestly,
certainly.
we aren't even into the good stuff of the trials yet, so we still have a few
Yeah.
days left to really get some viewers.
There was some good. I mean, there was a match in the round of 16 that was decided by a single imp.
We were there the whole time. It was amazing.
Oof, that was
And it was kind of it was a meaningless imp at the end. It was just an over trick and a spade, but it was just gut wrenching for that team, unfortunately. In fact, I had a chance to talk to Finn afterwards, and you never feel good after those matches. You've been there before, guys. I'm sure.
what, losing a match by an imp.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, definitely had some heartbreakers. I don't know. I find that my matches tend not to be close, one way or the other.
There's some variance.
There's
Is
a
what you're
capital
saying?
W winner. Yeah, there's not doesn't seem to be a lot going on in this hand. The
No.
players just got like 3-win losers, and that's that.
I mean, with the diamond finesse on, there's nothing. But
Other table
Yeah, I
duplicating
mean,
this
what
result.
else?
It looks like
There's
also.
just like nothing to try.
well, I mean, West is the one who bid. He might try to drop the queen. Right? That's not an impossible
Ooh, only
scenario.
15 words is Babs. Oh.
Oh yeah,
Um.
you're
First,
right.
I don't think I've seen you two together in the same room or podcast to properly congratulate you for the title. Or maybe I saw. Sorry, I saw you start to defend your title, but I was super happy when you guys shipped that, and
We were too.
I can
Yeah.
imagine.
We were well on our way to defending it as well. But boy, that the last day of that tournament,
You were
I,
leading after day one, right?
we were.
Yeah, because we
And I,
bounced after day one, which was
We
embarrassing.
were even leading after the third set.
Oh, yeah.
Both of us were like in the process of getting COVID.
Oh
And
no.
we were
Right, and I had also there was an incident with some bed bugs at the big early in the week.
At the
And
at
so
the at the host hotel.
yeah, like they had to move my room and like bug bomb it, and like the whole they wrapped my luggage in plastic. It was
And
wild.
this is all while you're trying to like
Right, and
navigate
so
your way through the national event.
I yeah, by day 10, I mean, I was doing well. It was a good tournament for me, but by day 10, I was so tired from just like itching all the time and
Oh
just
my
being
God.
the
What a nightmare.
it fell apart a little bit at the end. We had
I
Cool little
thought I
shot.
had a bad set. You guys
we had a
torturous.
I knew it was going to be bad when one of our first boards out of the box, we were playing against two of our best friends, and we had like a key card accident of some kind. It ended up in like 5 hearts making 7 when we were cold for
In the last set,
in a
that-
7 card fit. Yeah,
Yeah.
when we were cold for a grand in a variety of strains, and
Shane Blanchard and I were leading after 3 also, and I had probably 2 of the worst boards ever within the first 3 rounds, and I just like I felt like I lost the match by an imp at that point.
but I don't think Bobby fully understands the fireworks that are about to happen
Yeah,
on
look
this
at
hand.
this hand.
Bobby's just looking at
Yeah,
his
he's got a 4 count,
like,
2,
nah,
2,
got to hear
3, 4, 4.
4 spades from his partner,
and
like, oh, great.
then what's West gonna do? I mean, it's interesting. Ace and 1 of hearts. They just double 4 spades, or bid 4-0. What would your pleasure be here?
A 4-0 is good. I mean, that puts
Yeah,
more emphasis on the diamonds.
I think I would also bid 4. No, I'm not going to defend 4 spades with 11 cards in the minors and a trump void.
But with 5 clubs is reasonable too. It's not like the diamond suit is amazing. Especially if you're not sure whether 4-0 trump should actually be minors or a key card asking hearts. I think it should be minors, but
Yeah,
you don't want to take that chance.
I mean, I think when you're under this much pressure, being able to find the right strain is far more valuable than being able to ask for key cards on a hand where things are going to be splitting really badly. And
Especially like East has bid 1 heart, right? They made
yeah,
Yeah,
and I bid
as responders. So I
man,
mean,
do I really want? Well, what kind of hand opens a diamond and now wants to ask for key cards? Like, oh, partner has 4 hearts and a 6 count. Key cards, please. Yeah.
it shouldn't be a worry, but
wow, six clubbers.
Andy finds
as
yeah,
a monster, like 6 clubs might be an underbid.
Yeah,
I mean,
look at his hand exactly. His partner bids 5 clubs, and you have
Easy,
that.
yeah.
like Purcell could easily have the king of clubs in addition to all of this. But
And this is gonna make.
This makes 7
this is-
easily, I think.
Is it gonna make 7 with the club position? Can he just? Can he
Oh,
always
he's
get
got
a club?
9. Yeah, no, I guess not. I guess with the clubs 4-1, he probably can't. But yeah,
right, you can just hold
You
up.
just duck. Mm.
I mean, I'm just a little surprised that we didn't at least see a try, like a 5 spade bid or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
5 spades certainly wouldn't have excited West, but
Yeah, this looks pretty simple. You have a diamond loser to deal with too. Like you have to rough a diamond.
Well, hello, Amy, and welcome to all of you guys chatting. Chat is heavy today, guys. You bring out the people wanting to talk, and I like that. We have a lot of people not only liking the bridge, but also liking the panel we have here.
on YouTube probably. I was just
Yeah,
watching
I have
clips.
I have both of them going here. I can send you the link to that too,
That's-
Greg, if you want.
No, I know how to Google.
That's why I love having you here.
How do you like this hand? Like
It's just tricky. Yeah, sorry. I thought this was a trivial hand, but it's really not.
Yeah, I mean the club problem becomes possibly a problem. At the other table, we have had the same general start to the auction, except East West is Greco Hampson, so their diamond opening was not necessarily natural.
But once you bid 5 clubs, I think partner.
Now they know, yeah, exactly.
have real diamonds.
So I'll keep you posted on their progress there, guys.
I mean, obviously, looking at the hands, you could just see that the heart's set up, but that doesn't even really help you. Like you have to.
I didn't even
Yeah.
notice Jack Fourth of Diamonds in Bobby's hand either. That makes it a little more dicey as well. Interesting.
Right. You almost have to duck the first round of clubs. Just like
Yeah, I mean, you can. Yeah, you could take a roughing finesse, and you could pull 2 rounds of trumps, and once you see what's going on,
you can't pull 2 rounds of trumps unless you duck the first one. Right? If you play ace and another, Bobby just plays a third one, and and you can't rough the diamonds anymore.
ace and another. No, I meant with the club finesse. Like,
Yeah, so maybe you rough this and then run the queen of clubs,
oof.
or do you play to the ace of hearts and run the queen of clubs.
Ace of Hearts run the club, second club, and but now
That looks like the way he's going here.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to plop the queen of clubs on the table.
I think
yeah,
he's
or
gonna
whatever.
end up needing the
Welcome all over the world. New Zealand, England.
yeah.
Lots of people watching this event. Will Lincoln went down in 6 clubs, it sounds like, in the
I think, by the way, I was wrong earlier
Rosenthal
about
match.
being able to Google because the USBF Bridge YouTube site hasn't been live in 7 years. Is there more than one?
No,
USBF Bridge?
it's my channel, dude. Sorry about that.
Oh! I see. We're not on the official. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's an interesting line here. You know, he drew 1 round of trumps and then said, "Let me test the diamonds."
Yeah.
And now he sees the bad news in both directions. The fact that the North player has all the diamonds and clubs here.
But he's catering to stiff, which is right. It seems like maybe you should overtake this and run the 10 and take a roughing finesse, right? Because now he has to get back to his hand.
That creates 2 trumps.
But now he has king 9 of clubs to deal with, right?
Oh, you're right.
Bobby thought he could,
it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't.
That's the queen jack.
Yeah, it's still fine. Now he's like reduced to 3-3 hearts, which is
he's gonna get it.
Or not 3-3 hearts, but just the ability to enter his hand again with a heart, which is reasonable. Yeah, so he's okay now. He basically just cross roughs and he'll lose a trump.
Well, Matt. Yeah, welcome from Jordan. Also, you know, I'm figuring out through the week, guys. There's a lot of people from around the world that like to watch the trials. Like this is the event they kind of wait to watch, and it's a lot of eyes on good bridge.
It's not the best bridge tournament there is. It's certainly up there.
I mean, it's kind of the World Championships before the World Championships because there's just so many good teams.
The World Championships, there's a lot of really weak teams.
Sure.
Right, because all these countries get to go, and then, and then there's a bunch of really good teams that aren't there because the U.S.
Yeah.
2 teams. Not all the European.
Well,
teams
if you look at kind of the top 3 teams, and I feel like we're watching one of them here with the nickel team.
Oh, you think the nickel team is one of the top teams?
But I mean, you have 2 other very, very strong, and whatever. You have 8 very strong teams in this event, but the top 3 teams are pretty stacked, and it's going to be an exciting next couple of days just to see which of these teams can kind of get that one slot.
I'll tell you what, though, I was in the first round, I was rooting pretty hard for the Han team.
Oh, yeah.
They had a 12-year-old on there.
Or at 14, Brian, is it 14? It's 12?
No, I think he's 12. I think Brian Zhang is 12.
Well, Olivia Shearson also, super young, very talented. I mean, there's some real good
all true.
Talent.
Yep.
Bobby's got a really nice hand.
This is an Olympic year, so that means it's what used to be the Olympiad, so we're only sending 1 team.
That's right. And we were talking a little more pressure, right, guys? Just like there's not that loser's bracket you can kind of navigate through. You're done, and that's makes every card a little bit more.
He's 13, I guess.
Yeah. I thought
in any case, 12, 13, 14,
whatever. It's amazing to be playing in the trials.
He's there, and he absolutely held his own. Like that match was close for a while, and then it wasn't. But
I was still figuring out how to execute a transfer bid at that point in my life, and he's playing, with some of the best players.
When you were 13, man, I was just like playing Nintendo.
I was doing both.
Here, 4 hearts. Yeah, I guess Stevie has nowhere to go over this double, and just has to cross his fingers. And
what have we got? We got
a 4 tricks for Bobby.
And then
I mean, Bobby's just got four cashers, but
They're gonna take two diamonds though, probably, right? In this hand, can't shake
If they
it.
don't,
If they don't what?
if the defense doesn't, right? Bobby might just cash
Right.
the diamonds for setting it.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's funny. Yeah, right. When Bobby cashes two spades and the
And
ace of
they
hearts,
survive. Yeah.
you never want to be that guy that thinks like, oh, we could get this another one. And I'll get my ace of diamonds later because the suit's frozen, and then whoopsie.
Because I just run great.
Right now, I mean, obviously, you could see from there's very little danger of the ace of diamonds actually going away.
right.
Like where are all of Declarer's diamonds going?
Yeah. It seems very unlikely.
I mean, yeah, even just
He went with it. Yep. He can still decide to cash this on the heart win as well.
Right.
right. But I will definitely admit to being in situations where I've doubled, especially a part score, right? Like I've doubled a part score, and I'm in, and I'm looking at the setting trick in my hand. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna save my mental energy, take my 200
Yeah.
and or 100 or whatever it is, and not
Torture myself.
possibly
and my
run the
partner.
risk that something happens that like I'm not gonna invest time in this because
But like, Declarer had
Whoa, they're playing.
two spades. Like he can't have enough.
no, I'm not saying that the analysis isn't even easy. I'm just admitting to having been in this position multiple times where I'm defending a doubled contract. I'm staring at the setting trick, and I'm
And
like,
you're
you
like,
know what?
should I?
You know what? Like, if somehow I mess up this analysis, as my lizard brain is prone to do sometimes, partner's gonna be really pissed. It's like, didn't you have the ace of diamonds, partner? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna put it on the table.
No, you had that. You had the ace. Why didn't you take the ace of diamonds, partner?
Oh, my ace of diamonds was stuck behind.
Oh,
my
it
whatever.
was pinned
What
behind
did
that
you
9. I
double?
didn't know. Even
Like-
though I did double 4 hearts.
And see, look, even here, like Bobby's not.
Yeah, he's not
He's not like
instantly making a
playing
choice.
quickly here, right? So he's sitting here at least thinking like, if I
Right.
is there any reason that I need to put the ace of diamonds on the table right now?
Yeah.
What he's
Don't
thinking
be
is
that
just-
guy.
And he's going through. He's going through declare shape. Like what situations will lead to this being bad for me?
Right.
And thank
Declare
you
would
for
have to have clubs,
what's that? Bud?
right? Declare would have to have 6 clubs so they could throw both diamonds and the dummy away. I think that's
Or like Queen 9 tight.
Well,
clubs.
dummy is
Queen 9 tight would also do it.
Queen 9 doubleton. But
no,
that's
sorry, no.
that's
sorry,
only
sorry,
two
no,
pitches.
That's only 2 pitches. Forget
no,
what I said.
right. They need like 100 pitches from
Yeah,
their
they need a
own
lot.
hand. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, thank you so much. We agree. It is good bridge and good commentary, and thank you for those nice words. Appreciate it.
Mostly good bridge.
So self-deprecating.
Hey,
Adam.
I
Look at
trimmed
that.
up my beard for this.
You guys both look great, by the way. I mean, I'm
Aw.
just saying. I thought our most attractive crew was the other day, but I think this might be it. If
Oh,
I
you
meet
guys
my
had
screen.
Larry Cohen on the other day. Right? We can't compete with that. What a
Larry is pretty good. In
Oof,
fact, later
just-
today you will have the opportunity to see Larry and Mitch together. That should be a fun.
Oh
set
my
as
God,
well.
Mitch Towner.
No, Mitch Dunnett. And then here's the
okay.
final session, though.
If Mitch
Finn-
Towner's he might be the better looking of
Mitch,
We're
Mitch,
talking just looks, right? Okay.
Mitch
what
can
about
get it.
Finn Kolesnik and Adam Kaplan in the last session? That's the youngest.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, with stiff queen of clubs, then your partner would have 9/5 and so that's still only 2 pitches, right?
I'm just sweating the score at the other
Shoot.
table. They made 6 diamonds at the other table on the hand that the other pair
Yeah.
was in 6 clubs.
That's a great idea, Rob. See if you can rope Brian Zhang into commentate.
That would be awesome. He's the 13-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. In fact, I should have asked Olivia when she was here the other day. Also,
If-
that would be a fun set.
Let's
Yeah,
see. Wait, if Declarer has 7 hearts and queen third of clubs, then he would only have a stiff diamond. That's fair. Bobby got it right. 7 heart. The thing, yes, 7 hearts.
Wow, he
That's
did. He did go for
queen
the extra
third.
cheddar here, and he's going to get it. Nice. I don't have that level of confidence in my ability to determine I'm not getting an extra. And also,
Right.
I just want to avoid this shaking of the head and you're an idiot conversation, which I'll have with myself.
But
I don't know.
like
I've
he's
been
Bobby
on.
Levitt. Like if he does it, there's a good reason for it, and he's usually right.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Right.
like
That's one of
he has enough
the
confidence.
that's one of the best things about their partnership, I think, is that even when one of them is wrong, um,
They just have so much respect for each other.
yeah.
yeah, I remember talking to them years ago about, I don't remember the exact hand, you might, Adam, where something some terrible disaster had happened. It might have been seven
That's a
diamonds
good
off the
three.
ace of trump in the Vanderbilt in like whenever it was 2013, and they took a smoke break after the hand and they went out into like the stairwell, and whoever it was that had perpetrated this disaster, not knowing, by the way, that the exact same disaster had happened at the other table, and they were actually winning 2 imps on the board because someone doubled at the other table. Um, uh, they just went in there, and Bobby's shaking his head, and Steve, it might have been the other way around, but sort of doesn't matter. Just said, "Hey, we're the we're the best partnership in the world. Let's get it back." And they went
Right.
on to win the Vanderbilt.
And they also both said, "It's my fault. Let's
Yeah,
move on." Right? No recrimination. And just look at Steve's hand here.
yeah.
Jesus,
This is
that's a
another
hand.
one. This is a good set for us, guys.
Yeah, was this
Would you guys open this two clubs?
uh
I'm a one spade
It's
bidder.
very unlikely to go pass with this hand, but I bet you they have methods to discuss this hand also. So maybe that leads to two clubs, or
I mean, when you have spades, being able to, you bid spades and then partner does whatever. But, if partner bids hearts or diamonds, getting your clubs in is
you're in.
just so difficult. And they have really good agreements in their jump shift stuff. I help them maintain their system notes.
Oh, nice.
And so I guess the problem is they play a spade, a no trump, three clubs is game forcing with a lot of different shapes. So it's not necessarily
I
clubs,
see.
which might complicate things a little bit. That he might have taken that into account. I'm not sure, but I mean they want to get to clubs here, right? Six clubs is
Six
the
clubs is
spot.
the spot for sure. Um,
The other table is playing four spades on the hand that was his four hearts doubled at the other table or at our table here. So
Oh, not this.
not the prior hand.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you think the chances, especially when you're white red, right? The chances of it going one spade all pass are definitely not zero. If I'm red white and I have like 6 5 6 6 in the minors, then
Yeah,
that hand's never passing out
Right, because
ever.
one of the majors just out there
Right.
somewhere.
But
and
Mike,
it's also different if your suit is hearts with a singleton spade, right? Because someone's going to overcall a spade.
they always do.
So
Now
two
they
clubs
have to
becomes
now
more
they
of
have
a
to bid at two
yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Um,
And
I
it's
mean,
true that this is a three loser hand, right? So excellent
So
hand.
the fear of
Uh,
getting passed out at the one level is what causes you to bid two clubs, but the likelihood of getting passed out maybe
yeah,
it's certainly a little higher when it is spades though, right? Just for
yeah.
that lack of
it's higher
ability
when
to
it's
come in.
spades. It's higher when they're red and you're not. Like people don't, they're not going to mess around with this auction.
So this three club bid is, I'm sure, some sort of hey, I want to talk about what I have, essentially, which may be also why they open
Right?
two clubs. They have a good way to show this hand.
They do. The auction's pretty high already,
Sure.
and that Steve hasn't had an opportunity to do
Bobby's
anything.
describing it looks like.
Oh, Steve's relaying.
Yeah, it
This
looks
looks
like.
like some sort of relay, or not relay, but like a asking bid. Now we've finally gotten to introduce our suit at the 4 level.
Do you think they're just going to play four spades here?
Uh, I don't know. I don't think that. I mean, Steve wouldn't bother with this three club 4 club thing if
So I have the notes open if you would like to.
Six
oh
clubs
if
is a pretty good contract, isn't it?
it's
Six clubs is actually
it's a claimer
amazing.
almost.
So two no shows values, and if you bid a red suit over that, it's 5-5, and three clubs says bid four card suits up the line.
And then 4 clubs is just natural here. It sounds like then because there's no alert and it's just okay.
Right. But if he but he hasn't, he could still be 5-5.
Yeah, I agree with the chat too. This auction did work out quite well for Stevie. He gets the bid 3 clubs over 2-0, and kind of get a little information from his partner's hand because his hand might just snap a decision off here too if he finds that his partner has some clubs. Right, not having a spade fit and partner having some club length is pretty good from Steve's perspective.
Yeah, Adam, what would an immediate 4 clubs over 2-0 be? Since you have the notes open.
Yeah. I don't see it in the notes.
I'm surprised they didn't make you sign a non-disclosure.
Yeah, are you
agreement.
allowed to be divulging things
let's
from
be
the
careful
notes?
here. Let's be very
they're
careful.
They're gonna watch this. It's not Gerber chat. Can someone ban Stiff King offside from Twitch chat, please? That's one of our friends. That's our friend Anker.
Oh, is that right? So
Yeah.
I was telling the story the other day. I've been playing bridge since 1983, and I've never used Gerber in my entire life. I've seen a couple hands where it makes sense, where you just have some sort of long running suit and you need to know aces, but
There was a Gerber
didn't
hand
hold
in the
that.
last set.
there was.
Oh, I'm just Ewan McNay says
There was a good discussion about 3 clubs 4-0 versus 3 clubs 4 diamonds. Opening bid 3 clubs, what's what? Because there was a hand where many tables just went to an ace asking sequence over the preempt rather than preempt key card, which I thought was super interesting. And they found it. 6 clubs, boom. Easy game this bridge when you're Weinstein level.
Yeah. 4 clubs, 5 clubs, 6 clubs. I mean,
It's like one of those old bridge world auctions, from the 1970s, where the 5 of a major was a very descriptive bid.
Stevie's not going to miss a slam. And once he finds out his partner has values and a fit, like he's not missing a slam.
Yes, people do love
freak
Gerber.
like this. Like it might make or it might not, but he's not bidding it.
Yeah, I am curious what 4 clubs would be over 2-0 trump, because this feels like that.
Some
Like,
people
it's-
play
also-
it as some sort of like major suit stuff too, right? Or some sort of other agreement, right? Not
Well, it can't.
Gerber.
I mean,
It can't be an auto splinter because you didn't jump to 3 spades over 2 diamonds. You can't really have a self-sufficient suit. I don't know what
point.
else it would be.
right. Especially if 3 clubs is artificial. It feels like 4 clubs should be a big 2-suiter, but maybe spades have to be better. I don't know.
Let's see, how many people do we have in our? Wow, we have a lot of people in our YouTube audience. Let's send a poll out. What would you open with this hand?
Maybe it really is Gerber.
It's probably Gerber. It's probably Berger.
We got 65 people in Twitch chat too. If someone makes me a mod in the channel, I can run a poll.
If I could do that right now, I would.
Well, we got USB. The USBF Bridge account is in chat. They can make me a moderator. I used to work at Twitch.
Did you really?
I did for 5 years. I was Twitch staff.
Yeah. All of this stuff, it's because of Greg.
Yeah, and
None of this existed before Greg was there.
and right. It is true. By the way, well, so the background for the bridge category, the close up photo of the bidding box is a picture that I took.
No kidding.
There it is. It's this one.
Oh yeah.
I just bought a macro lens for my camera, and I was at the 2004 NAB in Long Beach, and I was just like, take a 3, I don't know, whenever it was, 2004, 5, something, doesn't matter. I was taking pictures of all sorts of stuff. That's where I got this, this thing. I love this background.
I'm exploring my Twitch capabilities here, so I'll get back with you. In fact, I think I can do it right from here. Yeah, there we go.
I would guess most of the field. Are they all playing the same boards in all the matches?
Oh yeah. So we can sweat. In fact, that's one of the very nice things that we can do. we can look at the frequency of the boards, and I like that a lot. We can do it on this screen, or I can just kind of tell you from the other table.
Sure.
But board 6 so far, 5 out of 6 have gotten a slam. The only people that did not get to 6 played 5 clubs.
Looks
And
like this hand should be headed to 5 clubs too.
yeah, that looks pretty good. If the heart suit, they're gonna compete pretty aggressive. Just a 2 heart bid right there. Are you bidding 2 hearts with this hand? Yeah, he is.
Yeah. And a negative double.
Adam, would you bid 2? Adam's preempt style red is very conservative, and his preempt style white is, would make Marty Bergen blush. So.
It's nice to know your partner. And by the way, the other table, I think I mentioned it before, but just so you all know, if you came in a little late, Kevin Dwyer, Shan Huang in the north-south chairs, and Hampson Greco in the east-west chairs. So stacked match here. And let's get to that poll here. We have 53% opening and 47% not opening 2 clubs with that hand on the YouTube
Split.
chat. Interesting.
Yeah, the pass. I mean, I guess North is. I mean, North certainly isn't passing this out,
No.
and
But how does he
Double?
count?
he might double again,
Just to see.
which might
I mean,
get
there's-
3 spades
There's
from.
hands. Right. There's hands where South has 4 spades and just
Sure.
is not worth.
But
3
also
spades.
maybe South has a 3-no bid, and Bobby wants to explore that possibility as well.
Yeah.
All possible.
I mean,
South could also suggest a 4-3 spade fit here. I mean that. I don't know what else South is supposed to do.
Yeah, that's a tough choice here.
He's not gonna. He can't just bid 4 diamonds all by himself. And
We were
he's not
talking
gonna
about this. Sometimes my students would just redouble with this hand. It's a good
With-
for them. It's a very good choice. It's like, look, I don't know what to do. I'll just redouble. Send that back to partner. And you have to tell them it's illegal.
Yeah.
Terrible stuff.
I mean, the problem with 3 spades is partner's just going to play you for 4 and like a terrible hand and might pass. Right, not with this hand. Bobby has too good a hand, but he could have less than this. But I guess if he passes it, it might not be bad, right? A 4-3 where you're roughing in the
Well,
short
Bobby,
hand.
if it does go 3 spades, can't Bobby just kind of double check by bidding? Well, I don't know what 4 clubs might be here.
He also not for nothing,
Ooh.
but could just bid 3-no on the stiff king.
Did you just see that little notation in the chat there?
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah, I
Humphreys?
saw it. I saw it. Thank you.
You're in control.
I mean, if South bids 3-no, I think he's going to make it most of the time. Although,
Yeah, because he's going to get a 5 of heart lead and just rip off what.
or
nine rippers.
Mike is going to try to desperately find his partner's entry and
lead a diamond or a club, maybe. Diamond.
Yeah.
Right, if you pick the diamond, you're down.
diamond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
diamond
Obviously,
dead.
diamond leads real bad for 3-no. Oh, 4-no. Okay, 4-no.
Pick a minor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just.
It's a
I guess it
big
makes
bid.
sense. I mean, Bobby has to have a real good hand to reopen with the.
at the 3 level here.
All right, well done.
Wow.
But still, the stiff king of spades. This is like a 10 count, basically.
The king of hearts, yeah, is nothing.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, I guess when he looked at all of his options, sort of like, I don't want to bid 3-no and hope.
3 spades is
I don't want to offer a 4-3 spade fit.
Yeah.
That's weird. And I can't bid 5 clubs all by myself. So, he was a little bit end played.
What a well done
Yeah. And I mean,
6 clubs being played in the other room on the previous poll
diamonds.
also. So
4 diamonds has the advantage of you can still stop in 4 spades. Do you think it oversells the diamonds?
Well, what auction that includes 4 diamonds there is going to stop in 4 spades? Like, Bobby's never going to think.
I mean, you don't think 4 hearts and then 4 spades could be an offer?
Oh, just fully patterning out. No, I don't know. It sounds like we're in Q-bidding land at that point.
I mean, Steve had a chance to bid 4 diamonds directly over 3 hearts and didn't, right? So Bobby has to have a monster,
we have a
and he did 4 diamonds, for there to be.
I think Steve is committing to 5 of a minor and 4 diamonds. 4 no trump emphasizes the club, like maybe the 4 diamonds would show better diamonds, or 5-6, or I don't know. Like you have 2 different ways to show both minors, right? You got 4 diamonds, which is clearly forcing, and you have 4 no trump, and there should be some distinction between the very lengths and quality of your minor suits there.
Either
it's
way,
very subtle.
Well done for them to get to the right spot here.
Practically, like one of the differences is being able to stop in 4 spades.
Look at these hands, guys.
Sure. These are
Look
amazing.
at this. Wait, I have to tell you, this is the match too. There is a huge update score-wise. Leibowitz is 33-0 right now in their set. So that match is now 4 imps.
Oh, Leibowitz has picked up 33 imps to 0.
Leibowitz
wow.
has picked up 33 imps.
Oh, 33. Wow.
And Juster, honestly, in this match, 14 straight.
Oh, and they're about to pick up another 12.
Because they haven't played the slam hand yet. And is that a swing as well?
That's what chat says. I trust chat.
I trust chat. I trust Ewan too. And Ewan is going to be commandeering our 3rd set today. Zia Dan about to bid slam. Yep, great.
Yeah. 2 clubs.
And that is a 4-loser hand for sure. And 3 diamonds positive.
Zach and Rosie is their other pair?
Yes, Zach and Michael. And by the way, every time I see Zach playing with Michael, I just assume it's Kevin. I don't know why. I have like a dyslexic problem. Because that's why I was so surprised to see Kevin Roseberg at a different table. I'm like, what's going on here? This is a weird hand to deal with for Andy, right? He's 6'5".
Yeah, I mean, I don't like not responding to diamonds generally, but if you're going to, this is
King Queen Jack 6th.
Right. But if you bid 2 diamonds,
West has a way to show their solid spades, and
right. Or like even if they just bid 2 spades, you bid 3 diamonds, and you've given partner a chance to start describing their hand. Yeah. Right, like this almost loses a tempo in the auction bidding 3 diamonds.
But I mean, it seems
so
automatic, right? You would really want to get this out
there. I can't remember the last time that I made a positive response to 2 clubs like this, but this hand, what are you gonna do? You bid 2 diamonds and then.
Right, and the fact that we do it so infrequently gives partner a lot of inferences when we do. Yeah. Right, like we have a freakish sort of hand, especially when we bid diamonds and then clubs.
Yeah,
I mean, I think partner can put us on 6-5 here.
Yeah, absolutely. You wouldn't take up this much room without that many cards.
I mean, it's too bad.
But it's weird. Mike he's like, how we have this 9-card club fit, but his spades are so good.
And you can't make 6 clubs.
You can't make 6 of anything.
You can't make 6 of anything, right? You cannot get to that dummy to shake clubs on diamonds.
Yeah, it's crazy layout.
So, proved correct what Ewan was saying. Zia and Dan did bid 6 clubs. And
you can't even make 5 clubs.
Not in the same different hand, but
what about 6 diamonds?
You can't. Yeah, you have to lose a heart 2 clubs. Diamonds.
Well, you have all these spade pitches, right?
Well, can it just go
with 3 diamonds? You might.
Yeah, because heart doesn't crater your because diamonds are 3-3. They can't make you rough with the ace of diamonds and make it meaningful.
Yeah, heart, rough with the ace of diamonds. You
rough a spade, draw trumps,
club to the ace, claim.
Yeah.
Oh
6 diamonds,
no!
There it is. Whatever.
6 spades. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of sympathy for this, but
of course, I mean, all he needs is something reasonable in clubs. It's just so much diamond wastage. He can predict that, but if the king of clubs is there, diamond wastage is gold.
King of clubs, yeah.
But if the king of clubs is there, well, yeah. I mean, 6 clubs might be good, but
the king of clubs lead beats 6 diamonds. Is that a true statement?
I mean, it's never happened.
Because it kills the entry.
It's amazing.
Oh God, that's disgusting.
That is sick. Now you can't get to your spades to do anything.
I hate that you said that. It's a Merrimack. Is that
at trick 1?
Oh.
Wow.
Don't you
Okay.
love double
Well,
dummy problems? It's actually good stuff. So the other table,
yeah, or heart lead and a club switch.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more practical.
we're gonna have a little interesting, some sort of swing. The other table got to play four hearts doubled
Oh
on the
wait.
previous hand, where Bobby and
Oh
Steve played five clubs. So there'll be something interesting to happen.
yeah. I can never remember which one is the Merrimack coup and which one is the Deschapelle coup.
Yeah, I think this one's the Merrimack, and the Deschapelle's when you're
That's a
doing it
familiar one.
to create an entry to partner's end.
Yeah. I just call them all the Deschapelle coup because it sounds like the Dave Chappelle coup, and
I,
that amuses
that's
me.
the only one I remember actually is the Bath coup and the Deschapelle coup,
Right.
and the Trump coup. Obviously, that one.
That's funny. There's someone in chat named Double Dummy.
I think we
So
know this person also.
his problems.
Me probably.
I don't know who everyone is.
Wouldn't it be nice if you had to use a real name on Twitch?
No, it wouldn't. That's what makes Twitch so magical is you can
How
make a
can you
new
troll
account with
someone?
a silly name and go call someone a terrible thing and then run away.
Yep.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Sounds like my life on the playground.
Yeah. Six
But
diamonds.
on the playground, they know who you are. They can see your face.
They all wore masks.
It's
I was the Karate Kid.
uh,
No, he says I'm an unknown Aussie. Sadly, well, you have a good
Oh,
name,
that's
sir.
too bad. Well, yeah, this won't make, but I mean, obviously we're not watching at the table, but it's pretty hard to stay out of slam on these cards.
I tell you what, we can sweat this hand again if we want after they finish this
Yeah.
table. So
There's a split screen view that lets you watch both tables, but it makes the tables small enough that like, I
it
don't
does,
love
and
it.
also I can
Not for
just
streaming anyway.
in fact, if you guys want, before we jump into this hand, let's just take a look at board 8 there, and see what we've seen so far. And there it is, 2 and 6. 2 avoided it, amazingly enough, in the same match, due to the Fleischer
Wow,
match.
Fleischer Bailey just casually pushing it in four spades, four only spades, like not
With
even
these hands, yeah.
not even in a fifth.
Do you want to
one.
see the action on these? That let them stop.
Yeah,
let's take a
What
look.
did they do here?
Two clubs, two hearts, overcall by
Oh.
Bathurst, and then three
Yep.
diamonds, 4 hearts by Johnny, 4 spades. And Owen's like, well,
But they never got to find out about their clubs.
Right.
Yeah, they never mentioned clubs. Yeah, Owen.
interesting choice
sure.
by Kevin to just hop on in. The water's warm with this hand.
That's rich.
It's a little scary. Let's take a look at the other table though. Right here. Strong club.
Strong club,
In
heart.
this seat they play strong club.
Yeah.
He probably showed natural diamonds.
See, guys, don't interfere over your opponent's strong club auctions. They'll just hang themselves.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, guys. Let's get back to our feature table action, and this is going to be a bunch of back buttons that may work for us. And there it is.
Wow.
Another interesting hand, at least for the South player. And if you give me a moment, I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Sure.
Finally, he's gone. Jeez.
Oh, for God's sake, can we talk about Rob Barrington for a second? Oof.
I know with Stephen Bobby, one diamond is almost always 5.
Yeah.
And Bobby would have a support double available. So he's denied 3. And he's shown a minimum hand. I'm a little surprised he didn't bid a no trump, though, with ace, king, 9, 8.
Maybe he was hoping that Stevie would reopen double and they were just going to beat one spade into the ground.
Could be.
I mean, he's got what is almost certainly 3 trump tricks and an ace, and it's not a game. I remember several years ago when Cran and Vince and Gavin and those guys were first making the Market Trials, they commented a lot that there aren't enough low level doubles happening at Imps.
That year that they just cruised through the trials 4-handed.
Yeah,
they had so many double part scores. It was
and quite a few at the 1 level. Like they were collecting 500 or 800 against 1 level bids. And
which are we talking about? When there was
when Cran and Vince and Gavin,
it wasn't Vince.
It was Kevin Dwyer, Kevin
not
Bathurst, and
the Kevins.
Gavin.
Yeah.
Cran was playing with Cat.
Yeah, that's right.
They were just penalizing all these 1 and 2 level contracts, and I asked them about it because we played in the trials that year, you and I, Adam, and they were just saying like, yeah, people overcall on nonsense, and like there's just 5 and 800 available on so many hands that people don't collect. So we were wondering on this hand why Bobby didn't bid a no trump after a club, a diamond, and West bid a spade, and I was wondering if maybe Bobby was looking for
To
a
take a piece.
favorable 1 spade double defense kind of thing. I'm also a little surprised that Bobby didn't just pass 3 diamonds. I mean,
Do you want to see a strong club action on that other hand, guys? Let's see how it goes. Take a step back.
Oh, sure.
this hand, yeah.
So here's the difference. And now Shan has way more reason to get in with this sort of shape, right? You would expect a more likely heart call here than over 2 clubs, right?
Right.
Yeah, or an adventurous both majors kind of call,
Sure.
which like could
Which looks
really
like
mess East West up.
We're 2 hearts.
Okay, okay, Adam, settle down.
Well, I mean, it gives him a lot more trouble. He has to come in at the 3 level, but
Hey, 3 hearts would give him even more trouble. Why not 4?
how about you say
Why not say?
I love this discussion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, I'm sold now. Only partnerships in the chat now, or in the view graph. I think that has to be the thing.
I played a hand once in a pair event against Greco and Hampson. I was playing a strong club. I opened a club, and Jeff overcalled a spade, and my partner bid 2 hearts, which we play shows spades because we just play transfers, including whatever. There's no Q bid.
Sure.
And it goes past. We quickly bid up to 6 spades, and they were very upset. They're like, how have we managed to psych a 1 spade at overcall and pick off their slam against the only pair in the room that can just insta bid spades? They're so frustrated. Over 4 hearts. Like, what's West supposed to do over in the 4 spades?
They have 1 bid, right? They just
right.
And this saves them, right? This auction, we've seen it already at other tables. It's kind of
auction that grew in Moss had.
It's going to keep them out of trouble. Yeah,
absolutely.
Because Greco's. Oh, whoa! Wait a second. Let's see what this is. Roman keycard Blackwood for
what?
Natural game forcing 8+ for diamonds.
For diamonds, I guess.
Could they be the only?
Could they go into 6 diamonds?
No, he's always bidding 6 spades, right? It's just he's always bidding 6 spades.
Yeah.
This is a vehicle for for whatever.
But even so, I mean, see, we were excited about 6 diamonds and the king of clubs lead, but a heart lead and a club switch also.
Were we talking about this earlier also, where 4-0 is key card here versus what else could it be in this sort of auction? Was there something similar?
We were, but there West had showed a suit.
Right.
And here West has not described their hand at all.
Right.
Whoa. Last making spot. 5 diamonds.
There's no resistance here.
Jeff could have passed.
He's just hoping it's the ace of hearts or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the good thing, he knows he's buying a positive response and likely no wastage in hearts. The problem is his partner's 6-5 with king, queen, jack of diamonds and no entry.
Right.
Okay. Even like the 9 of spades.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, give me a chance. No chance, unfortunately.
All
right, let's.
Sure Greco's over there rolling his eyes.
He'll have sympathy, don't you think?
and sympathy and company.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Sigh in the chat, exactly.
Yeah.
As soon as dummy.
I mean, we were all imagining a hero pass of 5 diamonds, but it's just not a practical. Like, it's not a bridge bid.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing that gets you investigated by the.
Well, that's the double dummy problem. I don't know if there's a way. I bet you there has to be, But we should do at least 1 or 2 hands a session where we're just sweating one hand, like they do
Oh,
in
you
poker.
can absolutely do that.
All right.
There's,
You have to tell me how to do
I don't know
that.
if you just. I don't know how to do it. You maybe click on their name, perhaps. It's how BBO works.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, follow. Nope.
That's kibitzing. Yeah,
Right,
nice.
Follow is a social thing on the site. Yeah.
All right.
You
Oh,
can give it to one player if you want to sweat their decisions.
let's let me look ahead a little bit here, gents. Now I have a goal. Let's find some fun hand. Lebowitz now 2 up in their match, 44-5.
I know yesterday, Rob was following just, I think it was Chris Volenkin, and he, over 15 boards, he averaged something like 13 high card points, which is
Amazing.
insane.
Yes, that's a
He
lot.
just had like hand after hand after hand after hand after hand.
I remember this set of boards actually. Was it the third set maybe or second set?
Yeah, that sounds. I don't remember,
set.
but it was yesterday.
Let's see what we have here.
What's happening on this hand?
He's just taking the rest of the tricks.
Just nothing. Okay.
He
The
is
rest-
he is
this
a
is the spade.
spade.
first.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Oh,
No
you
beer
got it.
though. No beer on this hand, and even though the 7 of diamonds is high, can't get back to it.
Yep, you gotta take it now. All right, I have a. We'll wait for a good hand for north south, and we'll spend some time with Weinstein or something. I like this idea. This is not the hand. Though.
Well, and you can kind of cheat, right? Because you can.
I can look ahead and look
If
for a
you-
juicy board to look at. That's
Yeah.
what I'm waiting for. I want to kind of surprise you guys with something that's going to be at least interesting.
These guys are playing pretty fast.
Seriously, and they're almost 2 boards ahead. In fact, they.
I'm always conflicted because watching the slower table gives you the drama of knowing what the result is at the other table. So there are these moments,
Exactly.
but also, it's a bit of a spoiler.
I
And if
don't
you watch
mind-
the faster table, then you can go back to the slower table and
So you're
watch.
just sitting there waiting while
if you get a lot of interesting hands, it's nice. It's nice to go back and take a look. Yeah.
Adam does not care for slow play.
Well, I'm with Adam basically.
It's a
I mean, Steve and Bobby can like take their time and think, but they do it like when it's necessary, not just out of habit on every hand.
There are a lot of players that are very deliberate, as we say. Deliberate
Right.
players.
that's a very charitable way of putting that. Yes.
Yes. You guys are in New York, or sorry, Adam has played a lot in New York. Do you remember? I'm not going to say their names, but the brothers that used to play together, sometimes in the evening games.
I never play in the evenings.
Okay, you were lucky. They were the slowest pair I've ever met in my life.
You guys think that North's hand is really worth a cubit?
Not even close.
Is this
No.
not a cubit somehow? Is this just like a good raise, like transfer kind of thing? Or...
What other option would he have, though?
Well, you
Hearts?
could cubit 2
It's
hearts.
not as good as 2 hearts, right? So
Right, but sometimes when you have multiple cubits available,
Wouldn't just hearts be natural here, though, by agreement?
yeah,
Unless-
that makes some sense too.
could be. I think they play 2 cubits.
Oh, if they
and
do, then this would be the lower of such. But it's weird. I think
this
they would
one-
self-alert that, though, right? It's weird that Bobby didn't pop anything in there.
Yeah, they have some very solid Like one of the things I learned from Stevie was they have very good agreements when it goes 1 of a suit on your right, and you double, and it goes a second suit on your left, and now you have 2 cubits available and 2 suits available to bid. Their agreements are long and complicated, but they have really good ones here.
But that's
Like
a
He
different.
needs to switch to a spade here to
Right, and this is clear suit preference situation.
exactly. There
Yeah,
it
the
is.
9 of
9 of
Nine of
diamonds.
spade. 9 of diamonds couldn't be more clear.
That higher
play a
suit,
spade partner.
and that's why we play good defense. And you're right. The one problem with David's suggesting in the Twitch chat is when it does get fast. Dan and I had this problem yesterday.
Yeah,
You're just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. But honestly,
right. That's a love bridge feature.
Yeah.
Feature. If we can debate endlessly whether it's a feature or not. But one of the nice things about this being on a delay is that they can occasionally speed up the broadcast,
For sure, for sure.
which is kind of cool.
They will do that regularly as well, which is nice.
Yeah. By the way, for anyone paying attention who doesn't know what the heck we're talking about, when your partner leads a card that's going to hold the trick or is likely to hold the trick, and dummy has shortness, you don't really need to give attitude, because if they continue, they're just going to rough it. So your card should be suit preference, because often partner doesn't know what to shift to.
Right.
And there are extensions of that too, like if the auction or some logic marks declarer with likely shortness, you can also give suit preference. It's a little more subtle and requires more thought, but can be done.
Stephen Bobby, a lot of suit preference to trick one in every situation.
A lot of partnerships do these days, right? It's an important part of their communication structure, and that's the key thing for kind of the garden variety advancing player. If you think about it, if you and your partner are confident that the suit being led is not going to be returned, that is a time to talk about suit preference and what you want instead of.
Honestly, for a lot of newer players who aren't counting out the hand and like can't use a count signal very well yet, suit preference can be really valuable. I think it's really important to use count signals and work on that as a skill, because it is a skill and you develop it over time, putting together a picture of the hand and everything. But from a practical standpoint, knowing where the high cards are
way more useful for you as a and you're right, you bring up such a good point, Adam. The count signal is super useful in specific spots, like dummy's long suit trying to prevent entries, but other than that, it's not going to be as helpful when you're not thinking about all the hands. Way more helpful to say, hey, this is what I have, or here is something for you to get a trick with.
Because the truth is that most of my students don't give count very well, but they certainly don't receive count very well.
Yeah, exactly. That's the hardest part. Like, not only remembering the signal, but watching partner signals when you're thinking about 30 other things. But I promise you, the more you practice that, the easier it becomes. Just like keeping your eye on the ball on the tennis court. It's the simplest skill that you always forget for just.
So by the way, at the risk of spoilers here, the Sean and Kevin missed 3-0 on the previous hand, the one where we were kind of a little surprised that Bobby didn't just pass 3 diamonds.
Yep.
Sean did pass 3 diamonds, so that's going to be a white game swing to.
Yep. See it.
To Nickel, who are in need of some juice.
Very, not very surprising, but it is. Nickel is the number 1 seed in this event, so to see them down at this point is definitely a little bit on the surprise side of things. But there's a lot of time left.
Chad is correct, by the way. It's inaccurate to say missed 3-0 because it can be beaten on a heart lead.
Thank you,
but they didn't bid 3-0, and
these
there's
names
430 on the scorecard, so you call it what you want.
These names on Twitch are hilarious.
But it's 7 imps.
We have double dummy. We have stiff jack in the slot. We just have
stiff king offside.
We have stiff king offside, exactly.
Ewan McNay.
Ewan is just a celebrity now, so
whatever that is.
We have to give him his credit for sure. Thank you all for watching from all over the place. Don't forget YouTube chat, Twitch chat. Say hi, questions, comments. Say how good Greg and Adam look on these screens.
We appreciate it all.
Other than, I have to give Dana Berkowitz a lot of credit. Other than my time with her, you guys are my favorite. And now that Greg has the super zoom on, we have ourselves a ball game here.
Greg and Adam always look good.
Stiff king offside, clearly Greg and Adam lovers.
You have to say. He has to say that.
What about me?
By the way, just another casual 6-5 hand for Steve.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Bobby over there with his balanced 3 count.
Bobby's had the worst end of the... Although he's had a few reasonable hands here. East.
Interesting choice for Bobby to respond to spade.
You think maybe just this is kind of like that forcing no trump situation where you plan to show a bad raise, and
it does show 5 for them.
Right, that's true. They play.
Flannery, they play Flannery. So that's right.
They got that going on, but you could certainly see like some arguments for 1 spade, some arguments for 2 hearts, some arguments for pass.
Karen, you're so welcome. We like taking the time to watch bridge. It doesn't seem like too much work for, at least for me, guys. But yeah.
It's fine. I started a new job on Monday, and but I'm just sitting in the office trying to get everything set up, and I've got bridge streams running all day long. So I always see Nickel passing the 100 imp mark with those 7 imps they picked up on board.
There it
9.
is. Now just 21. This is not one off. Adam and Greg are going to join us for the next set. Also, they're here for 2. So
I think he was asking if 3 hearts was going to go 1 down.
That is also makes more sense to me, actually.
But yeah, this looks like ace of like after. God, that's good.
Thanks, Double Dummy.
Well, we've got 2 pointed suit losers, and yeah, I mean they got 4. Wait a minute, why are we going 1 off?
If it goes ace of clubs, he can rough with the jack.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh,
But
not today. Yeah, ace of clubs club promotes the jack of hearts, but not today.
yeah, now it's easy.
Well, it's hard to figure out that Stevie's 6'5" in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a little unexpected.
Uh,
South claims.
There it is. The other table just about a board behind now. They're in the play on board 10.
Right.
Greco and Hampson.
Mm-hmm.
I would have put the over under at 3 boards.
They're one of those deliberate pairs, is what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Well, they're like 1.5 deliberate.
Holy cow! Here we go again.
Otra vez.
Hablas español, Adam.
Un
Un poquitito.
Yo estoy aprendiendo español ahora mismo.
Do we need to run another poll about opening 2 clubs?
I don't think so, right? This seems way more one spadey to me.
But it's a 3 loser hand, Rob. I'm sorry to make fun. There's losers and there's losers.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have both majors and your opponents are red, it's like if one spade passes out, did you really miss anything?
Right, exactly.
Here, I'm surprised.
How much is Stevie gonna bid? Just 2? Okay.
Would you guys bid with the East hand over a spade? It seems like an automatic pass to me.
I don't know. I don't mind a no trump and floating something, but I do have 2 spades, so it's kind of weird.
With the Doubleton spade, yeah, no. If I were like 1, 2, 5, 5, I might
that
cross
makes
my
more
fingers.
sense.
But whenever I try stuff like this, I produce the auction a spade, a no trump, 4 spades, or like a spade, a no trump, 3 hearts.
We're
and
like,
now you have to decide like, do I pass 3 hearts, shatter partnership confidence because I've passed a forcing bid, and now we're in a 4-2 fit for no reason? Do I correct to 3 spades and hit part of its key card? Like, you know,
I know the answer. I do whatever I think I'm going to do, and then when I put the dummy down, I leave.
Yeah, and in fact, you can see exactly this is what's
Here
happened.
Yep.
West has jump shifted, East has taken a preference. This is even a key card, but
it is not the worst with stiff king of hearts being there and 10-9 of hearts and dummy. This is going to be fine, actually.
Yeah, right. This is
It's lucky, but his partner has queen of clubs and 10-9
well,
of hearts.
even if the heart doesn't fall, or if you lose 2 hearts, you're still fine if the trumps are splitting.
Yep.
so those 2 hearts and the ace of clubs.
Yeah, with the queen of the queen of clubs is a big card.
So I tell you what, on the next.
Well, in fact, he might just play that way. Like he might just.
Oh yeah, he's gonna draw
trumps and lead a low heart
to the 10. Yeah.
Like banging down the ace of hearts risks losing.
Yeah. No.
Oh, does it? Oh, you don't have the 7. So
Right.
yeah, you might get in trouble on some layouts where you end up losing a trick to the 7 of hearts somehow.
But you are starting to get tapped.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
Right. He does have to knock out the ace of clubs early.
Did someone time me out for using the F word? What was the F word?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. But
there's a message in there. I'm trying to. What did I say? Fun or functional? Flannery. Thank you.
Flannery.
I was like, which F word did I get? Flannery. Thank you. Thank you for timing me out for that. I deserve it.
I said Flannery. The one time I ever had an opportunity to play with Stevie, which was that's not true. We played twice, but one of the 2 times I played with Stevie, he insisted that we play Flannery, which I never played before. And we had a hand where I opened 2 diamonds and it went all pass, and we made Flannery, and we made 3. Stevie's had fistful of diamonds. At the other table, Steve Robinson and Peter Boyd also played Flannery, but they played 2 hearts Flannery. And so at their table, it went 2 hearts, all pass because the guy just had nowhere to go.
Right.
And it drifts like 4 down or something. Stevie's like, see, that's why we play. Like, this one hand means anything.
I was playing.
He did play the ace. He did play the ace of hearts.
Yeah.
I was playing against Steve. I think Steve and Joe Grew online, and my partner had made me play Flannery. It was the first board of the event, and I opened 2 diamonds. And the next thing you know, I'm in like 7 spades doubled, and I just have my 6 diamonds to the king.
Oh man, that's what happened to be the very first time that I agreed to play whatever that convention is where you open like 4 clubs, Namyats.
Yeah.
And I opened 4 clubs with my 8 clubs to the king jack and nothing, and whoopsie.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was definitely the dummy. And
so I was playing with a house player at the Cavendish Club in New York at some point, and I'm playing as Erez Hendelman, who I'm sure you both probably know, but Adam definitely knows him. And the auction goes 1-no trump, and my partner bids 2 diamonds, and I bid 2 hearts. And then she bids more diamonds, and I bid more hearts. And then she bids 5 diamonds and folds her hands up and starts shaking her head. So I bid 7 hearts now. I like to punish the bad ethics. And Erez, it goes pass, and Erez goes, I don't think I need to double, and he just shows me ace jack 10 7th of hearts.
Oh dear.
Like, there you go, thank you.
Hey, they might have had the same accident at the other table, and now you're losing to Vanderbilt.
Luckily, the stakes were not that high.
Adam, apparently your partner on that hand is in the chat.
In the chat, yes. Your partner is right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your partner is Stiff Jack in the slot. I've never seen that name on the recap, but is that Dutch by any chance?
He doesn't come and watch my streams.
Yeah. I think is it Dutch or maybe Norwegian, the Genesis?
Stiff Jack in the box, Jack in the slot.
Stiff Jack in the box is a good one too. I like that.
Stiff Jack in the box, yeah. Oh, now I'm hungry. Dang it.
You have a short break in between sessions for noshing.
So yeah, this hand.
we duck this.
Easy stuff.
If he ducks this, does he end up doing something with the Queen 7?
Doesn't the 7 of spades or 7 of hearts grow up?
Yeah, but it doesn't grow up into the setting trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets 2 from there. 420 for these guys. Okay.
We should get Stiff King offside and Stiff Jack in the slot to partner.
Let's get to this here. Let's too late. Next time.
You reminded me, Rob, of a time when Adam found himself dummy in 5 clubs, and the opponent's trumps broke 8-4.
Oh my God.
At the Lancaster Regional. I got to play my 0-1 fit because
I think
partner thought my bid was exclusion, but then looked at his stiff club and was like, "Oh no, I guess not." Oops.
Kevin Bathurst and Vince DeMay played. They don't play together too often, and they apparently played in a 1-0 fit also at the 6th level.
They didn't get an 8-4 trump split though.
Yeah, the 8-4 trump split is pretty brutal. I have
to. Some pedestrian 6-6 split. By the way, to be fair to Adam, since we're roasting him a little here, my bid was not shouldn't have been exclusion. We'd never really talked about it, but it wasn't, and that one's on me. Steve and Bobby once played in a 1-0 fit, by the way. I don't know why I know this, but they played a 1-0 fit in the, I think, 1991 Vanderbilt.
That's a
where
lot.
Steve,
I think Bobby psyched.
One of them psyched a 3-spade opening, and the other one decided to raise on a singleton because they had such a good hand and couldn't figure out what to do. And there they were.
Yep.
I have a book that I think is
it should be in the chat. Someone's asking, is 2 hearts forcing for everyone here after 1 spade? It should just be game forcing here, right?
It's just an overcall, right?
Aren't I look? Oh, sorry. I apologize.
It's just an overcall.
I apologize.
But this is a partnership agreement thing.
Right. So play
Yeah.
negative.
As an
Pretty
advancing player, I would say to keep it forcing, but yes, now I'm seeing the one
Yeah.
diamond opening here, so it's a little different.
There are lots of different ways. Some people just play new suits forcing by the advancer there. Some people play 1/1 forcing and 2/2 forcing, but 2/1 like not forcing,
Yeah.
but construct the the wrinkle that happens is, let's say you have a hand like this. Actually, this is a great example. If it goes a diamond to spade pass and you have this hand,
and you don't
if
play
you
this
play,
as forcing,
you play not forcing, you have to cube it.
Yep.
Or you can bid 3 hearts.
Are you well? Okay, but a lot of people would play like fit showing jumps or like some other
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and so
I think that if you
I'm
play it non-forcing, 3 hearts has to be.
well, regardless of how you play, my point is that it has these subtle ripple effects through the rest of your agreements, right? Like maybe you can no longer play fit jumps, or maybe you need to play. It's certainly true that like if you play no suits forcing by advancer, that cubids don't promise support anymore.
And that's a
Or maybe you
big
need to
step.
transfer advances.
Yeah,
Right? But you need
that's
to do
hard.
something. Like if you just sort of casually say no, let's not play it forcing, then you find yourself holding this hand, and you're like, oh no,
I
like
should have
4
talked
spades
about this one.
4 hearts is going to sound like maybe a splinter, and
Yeah.
3 hearts is like, oh, we said something about fit jumps. Does that apply if I cubid? Like what? So very tricky.
Well, you bring up a good point, though. No matter what you're putting on the card or agreeing to, there are definite like ripples, like the butterfly effect for bridge system. You're just creating issues in other ways that you may not have thought of or experienced yet.
But this is one of the key things that I make sure I talk about with a new partner, because whether Advancer's new suit is forcing is nowhere near standard.
Correct.
And a lot of people think that what they play is standard, but it's not.
Yep.
And if they say non-forcing, there's now a whole bunch of follow-up discussion about what do jump shifts mean, and
what are our cubids? How do we show these sorts of hands that we're going to need to show sometimes?
Which is why I argue strongly for let's just play it forcing, especially in a new partnership. Greg and I play,
and especially honestly as advancing players, it will make more sense to you that way, because essentially just picture yourself as responder. You're making a new
feels forcing.
Yes,
I got a little sucked into this discussion, and chat was asking if this was a case for suit preference, and I didn't see what happened to trick 1, so I'm not sure.
I can show you that right now, actually.
Oh, it looks like a high diamond was led.
It was. This is the second trick.
Oh,
it was,
I see.
King of Diamonds, Ace, low, and
this is not a suit preference spot because dummy has a doubleton, and so it could very well be that you just have the queen of, or not the queen of clubs, but maybe you have the jack of clubs, and you want partner to play a club to your, or the jack of diamonds, excuse me. You want partner to play a diamond to your jack so that you could put a club through declarer.
Partner just need to know when they get in if cashing the queen of diamonds is safe.
Right. So then when partner does cash the queen of diamonds, like if they cash the queen of diamonds, now you can certainly give suit preference. Yeah. Right. That's also true that sometimes when you have king queen, you can lead one or the other depending on what information you want for partner count versus attitude.
Right. I know Stephen don't do that.
Yeah, I think
they give suit preference in a lot of situations at trick 1, but not when partner leads an honor. Like then you need to give attitude, unless, like we said before, there's a singleton in the dummy in the suit contract.
Right. There might be other situations where, like, let's say partner leads a low card, and the dummy is winning the trick with a card that's like the queen or lower. Like you can't beat dummy's card. Like dummy plays the 9 and it's holding the trick. Your attitude in this situation is clearly known, right? You didn't play third hand high, so you don't have a good holding in this hand. So you're going to want to give some sort of secondary signal here. Whether it's count or suit preference is something that's worth discussing with your partner, but sort of giving attitude in this spot, unless it's a situation like, obviously there are exceptions to exceptions, but if like maybe there's a situation where you might duck the thing, then yeah, okay.
Here's a question from the YouTube chat. Do you think Levin and Weinstein are the best pair in bridge?
I think I'm legally obligated to say yes.
Because of business agreements and other things?
No, look,
they're one of the best for sure.
Yeah,
if you're not, it's a tie.
Well, they've been playing together the longest. They have an extraordinary record and a number of different types of events. And they hardly ever
Right.
play pair games together, right? If they played a lot of pair games, they'd probably have even more
Started
success
to
as a
in the
pair.
last couple years.
Yeah, I think any reasonable list of the top 5 or 10 pairs in the world would always include these two.
I
We
totally
can,
agree.
you could split hairs
And
about
almost
like,
certainly like the top three would
yeah,
include,
yeah, yeah. Like
like
maybe you could find pairs that have a little more flair or generate, but whatever. Like,
But
yes, they are
the fact that
the best that
they
have ever
have to be
been.
the most, now that Rodwell and Mexroth are no longer playing together. This is the one of the, if not the longest standing pair in bridge, right? Am I
certainly
off
among
on that?
Americans.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
that's what I
likely.
mean. Yeah, just
Yeah,
in the American contingent.
right.
And then we've also asked the U.S. trials is harder to win than the Bermuda Bowl. Is this the best event in the calendar?
I don't know. The Bermuda is kind of
It's
hard to win.
it's hard to say. This is
This has
uh,
more of the. This has a higher percentage of really good teams in the event, I would say.
yeah, it's very unusual to find a team that enters this event that you would describe as weak,
Right.
because it's
It's a
like it's
self-selecting field.
yeah, you don't ever get people entering the trials as like on a lark, where you might get someone entering the Vanderbilt because they're like, well, we're at the tournament, we don't, we'll
Totally.
probably get
Yeah.
knocked out
And
day
by
one,
the
but it's
way,
fun. Like,
I love those people.
yeah,
I love the fact that you want to show up and play against the best, because honestly, that's the best part about bridge is it's the
Yeah.
only sport you can pay a nominal fee to sit down against the
I
absolute best
think
in the world.
I could be talked into agreeing with Twitch chat that the Risinger might give this a run for its money.
Well, because it's such a brutal event. Border
Yeah,
match is just
it's that's a very, very 3 days of board match against the absolute best players.
honestly,
Like,
the Soloway is becoming more like a trialsy type event just because of the length of it, right? It's just 1 day matches for, is that 7 days? Is that
well, yeah, but it's got the round robin in front of it.
sure?
I don't know. The European Championships are good. I got to play in that once.
Yeah,
I played in it with Stevie, actually. It's one of the tournaments I played with Steve in Tromsø on
super strong, right?
the northern coast of Norway. Yeah, I mean that was a great, and I got to play one of my absolute favorite movements of all time, which is Swiss pairs.
Oh, those are cool.
I loved playing Swiss pairs, and I would absolutely kill to have that in the ACBL sometimes, but it requires a level of infrastructure. Yeah, I mean, the technology is not like complicated, but it's certainly
No.
something the ACBL score doesn't support, I don't think. So it would require a different scoring program, and it requires a level of support from the directing staff in the ACBL is stretched very thin.
Yeah,
And it requires like, because you have the movement, it's complicated, but boy is it fun when you get like closer and closer to table one, and then the guys who are sitting north south at table one are always the people leading the event, and it's like king of the hill, and you try to knock
Yeah.
them off that thing and then keep it, and oh, it's
I
just
love
so
it.
fun.
Yeah.
So this is just a nice little resistance of doing anything weird with the East hand. I mean, it just sees a normal two spade raise, and here we are.
Does Nickel pick up a few?
Nickel is only down
picked up a
14
few
now.
more on board 11. They're a couple boards behind now, but it looks like on the hand where
Yeah,
Steve played 3 hearts.
they played 4 diamonds in the West, making an over trick.
Yeah,
So there was a
they had like a
seven swing.
part score, like a double part score swing.
Yep. And
Interesting. So it also went. So Kevin and Sean play the Kaplan inversion. So North also responded a spade, but for him it's really like it like denies spades.
got it.
It's 0 to 4 spades, like a forcing no, denies 5 spades. Whereas for Bobby it shows 5 spades. So he made like the forcing no trump bid, intending to make a weak heart raise. And then we got a double from East, which I guess they play as takeout of hearts. Makes sense, not spades.
And in the chat, you see
Yeah, that
Lebowitz.
makes sense. That makes sense.
You
Lebowitz
see
up
this
7
brutal,
now.
Oh,
this
Lebowitz
brutal lead problem that Steve just had against two
closed the
spades.
gap entirely.
Right, queen third of trumps, ace fourth, and king
Oof.
doubleton of clubs.
Would
Oh,
be
yeah.
lead.
He led the king of clubs,
Wow.
which is like
Oh, from king
Unfortunate,
and one.
yeah, and you have
What else are you gonna do?
Sure, I mean, yeah, so an ace to either lead or underlead, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Brutal.
In fact, there was one set that we broadcast the other day. I think it was set one of like the quarterfinal, or the round of 16. Every person on lead just had the worst lead problem. It was just like comical after a while. Like, okay, it's your turn to get tortured for this time. Yeah.
The thing about leading the king from King Doubleton there is that if it works, the Claire is never going to play you for queen third of trumps.
One thing
Right.
I just learned about this Love Bridge interface is if you switch to the diagram mode, it will show you the original cards grayed out, so you can still see what he's. I don't know if people like the diagram mode versus.
I know exactly what you're talking. This right here, you can see the original hand. I like that. We can switch when we need it. I think the cards are easier to see, but I don't know.
I do too, but for discussing the lead problem here, this was really handy.
Yeah, and in fact, I'm going to circle it for you guys at home. This is the lead problem that he had against two spades. What is your pleasure? And that is a torture.
We should post that one on Bridge Winners as a lead problem.
Well, this should have been the hand we sweated Stevie's cards. In fact, let's do that next time. Let's sit south with Stevie on the next hand and see if we can figure out not only what he's going to do, but what might be right.
Yeah. Of course, as soon as you do that, he's going
to have a 2 count. That's 4 triple 3. Exactly.
But then you get to figure out what the heck Bobby is doing, which is
true. Also,
the hardest part about being Steve Weinstein.
That's the hardest part.
But I mean, Bobby looks good doing it, though. Let's give him that. You know, his.
Yep.
Justin Blanchard says has a lot of great quotes about Bobby's good looks and other things. Obviously, if you know Justin Blanchard.
Oh yeah.
Isn't a red ace a better lead with that trump holding? I don't necessarily think so, but that is what's in the chat.
I mean, anything could be right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the argument is with queen third of trumps, you're not always looking for a rough. Like, you might just have a trick anyway. So, king from king and 1.
Usually, declarer is going to take the finesse, and now you have 2 little trumps to rough with anyway. So, if you find partner with like queen fourth of clubs, and you knock the ace out, they take a finesse and it loses, and you can play a club to them and get a rough.
Yeah, that's your slow winner there too.
Right. And like I said, if you find partner with ace fourth or something and they give you a rough, declare is still going to take the finesse.
Sure.
They're not going to play you to have.
Although they might play you to have led from queen third just because of the fact that you did make the slightly weird king clubs lead, but I guess that could.
Yeah, but at imps, you know, like if you think that's the only way to set it, right? I mean, this is one of the things that makes imps easier in some ways, but
I haven't seen this. Does he have enough information here to get this right, or is he still guessing? Probably not.
Well, he might have worked out that, you know, if Steve probably would have led a diamond instead of the king of clubs if he had any, like if he had any other reasonable lead, he probably would have done that.
Oh,
never mind. I don't. Yeah.
Right, but that is a big inference there. Like, why did he make this weird lead with queen?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So at this point, he knows that there's something wrong with that, but still, plus 110.
Easy to say.
Yeah. As we're
easy to say when I'm looking at all that.
Are we going to watch Stevie?
Yeah, let's go. All right. I don't think you saw enough of it. Did you see enough?
No.
Okay. All right.
And we got rewinding the stream.
So we're the dealer. We're the dealer. We're gonna open a spade. It looks like here, right, guys?
Yeah.
And then we'll see where we get back there. So now
not a no trump.
What will Steve do? What will we do? We're only gonna look at Steve's hand. We're gonna try to figure it out. I'm not cheating.
Watch it just go all pass for you.
The fun part is this hand has. We're so far ahead that I think we're the first table playing this hand. So we're gonna get the first look at it from Steve's perspective.
So they played transfers here, like probably every pair in this event does. So major double.
Bobby has no sort of raise at all. He can show a bunch of them here.
Right. He could bid too. Well, that's not true because they play the Q bid or the transfer raise is much stronger than most people.
Okay.
Yeah,
most people play the transfer raise as like constructive and they play it as
like
invitation.
Got it.
Limit raise are better. Yeah.
And Steve's out of the auction. 2 no trump on our left.
So that should be.
Wes got a big one.
Yeah, that's a big hand.
Right? 20 points because
Yep.
he doubled and bid no Trump.
So at this
wrong.
point, I'm adding 14 points to like 19 to my left, right? So there's 33. There's like, there's a 7 count. There's 40. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if we see a 7 count come down in dummy, we know that partner's got a
Bobby's
Yarborough.
broke.
It's a good thing we didn't follow Bobby on this one.
Yeah. We picked the right player to sit next to.
Well, we could have picked Vassell.
Yeah. Well, let's see. So now there is
Hey,
a
there's
7
your
count.
7 count.
There's your 7 count. So partner has 0 or 1.
And the 7's probably a doubleton.
Right.
So
Looks like a high spade based on what we're looking at. 8, 9, 10.
King Jack third from Vassell.
So maybe he hopes partner has like Jack 10. Jack 10 of hearts, something like that. Ace of diamonds is to our left. King of clubs is to our left.
And presumably King Jack third of spades.
Yeah. So it looks like they might think they have some club issue here, but
Yeah.
Doesn't look very promising.
you're right.
You could hope that your partner has something like, I mean, for beating 3-0, I don't know.
Jack 10 6 the hearts. But even then, you're not going to have enough time, probably, right?
Oh, you got some time.
But that's what he's thinking about. Like, the spade suit doesn't offer a lot of potential here.
And
But
we
partner
know this. We know this isn't. We
Right,
know
I think
lefty
he's-
has King Jack of spades, right? We're 100% because the 7 of spades just doesn't
Right.
make any
And
sense
they have
from
the
the
ace-
hand. That is the
They
deal.
have the ace king of hearts, too.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Right, which leaves 5 at most
You
for
like
partner.
grab this and return like the 9 of hearts.
And it feels like if you construct their hand, King Jack of spades, you give. I think you have to give them the Jack of hearts too. 4, 12, 15, 19. There's your 19.
Yeah.
Just have everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they don't.
But I don't
have
know
to
what
have
else
the
there
Jack
is
of
to do
hearts.
other than to take the ace and return a high heart. Like Declarer doesn't know that North is completely broke, so a high heart might talk him out of the finesse. Because you're right, he has a club problem, right? Like if your partner has the 10-9 of clubs, then he's looking at like king empty opposite queen empty, so
Right.
he doesn't want to mess around with that, and so he wouldn't want to necessarily like lose a heart finesse and have a club be played now and have to figure out. Oh, actually, that would be fine for him. God, I don't know. I think Declare is probably pretty comfortable.
Yeah, agreed. And looks like ace King Jack third. He has 2 spades, and
We just count Declare's tricks. Like, he's got 3 diamonds and 2 spades is
3
5.
hearts.
Probably 3 hearts is 8. And he's got the king of clubs, which he does. Like, he has a 9th trick there. He could easily have a 4th diamond.
No, this is the end of the party right here. The moment you
Yeah.
see the Jack of hearts, the only point partner could conceivably have. It's
Right.
good luck.
The only reason I mentioned the 9 of hearts was in some futile attempt to get Declare to talk him out of taking the finesse, but Mike's
Right.
been around the block before.
Yeah, he knows how to
And
count too.
also, it's something that I've learned is that whenever the opponents open the bidding, you can push a little harder up to 3-0 on the right hands because the hand is going to be a lot easier to play.
Bridge
Good
is a
point.
lot easier when you know where all the
When
high
you know
cards
what to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says Stiff Jack says after same auction and lead, Joel played the 8 of spades at trick 1, so he just kind of let it go to Declare.
I mean, it doesn't matter. This hand, is hopeless. From
Well,
south.
you could potentially hope that, like,
It doesn't.
I guess
it
this play
deprives
works
them
as
of
well too.
sorry, I guess they only need to lead once toward their hand, but they may need to lead once toward their hand. They may think they need to lead once toward their hand in clubs also, I guess.
Yeah,
And they did, in fact, do that. But here you go.
it's all kind of the same.
Well, I enjoyed the single kibitz, but we'll get back to the full hands. We should do this again for sure. This is a nice exercise.
fun.
I guess we could.
Yeah. Look ahead and find us some fun ones.
Yeah, I will, but the problem is we're at the most ahead table we can get at. So maybe we'll in the second set we'll maybe pick a more deliberate match at some point. And just to give you guys a quick score update, I know you guys have a bunch of windows open too.
Whoa! Look at Nickel within 1 imp now.
We're in the closest match for sure, and we now see
Oh, they picked up
Lebowitz
12.
49-5 in their set, so they are
Back to
now
the
up 7.
scoreboard.
They
Because
picked up.
this is done, right? They're playing 15
This
boards.
is done. Here's number 14 right here.
Well, on board 13, they picked up 12 imps because Eric and Jeff made 4 hearts.
In fact, let's take a quick look at the scorecard, and there it is. They did make 620 on this board for a win 12, and now we have ourselves a ball game, gents.
How did they make 10 tricks in hearts?
Let's scope it out. Here it is.
Same lead essentially.
So Queen of Diamonds.
He just played trumps.
Yeah.
Sal played a spade at trick 2. Put the club through.
There comes another.
Oh, he played the queen of clubs.
There it goes.
That's-
Oh.
Yep.
Because
Is
Kevin
it
played a low club,
Kevin
right?
shifted.
Steve played back to 8. So that Bobby knew. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. Like the jacks and the dummy, right? East is the dummy, right? Yeah.
Probably maybe he thought his partner had the ace of clubs.
But like, what is that
you?
less?
Yeah, you can't have the ace of clubs. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, that just
I mean,
shows
those
you
guys are.
everyone's
It's
human.
one of those things where, yeah, like just try to make it so partner doesn't have to think that deeply, right? You play back the deuce and it just looks like you have something, and it's so easy to just get caught in partner played the deuce.
Yep.
And
Totally.
we've all been in that spot before too, where it's like, surely Declarer has to have the ace of clubs. But why would partner play the deuce back from 4 little?
Right.
Huh,
Yeah.
like,
Trust
who do
your
I trust?
partner.
Like,
Trust your partner, right?
but sometimes partner might be out leveling you and saying like, well, clearly the ace of clubs is marked in partner's hand, so my 2 of clubs is going to mean something else,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? And you hope
that's
that your partner's on the same level as
Right.
you.
He needs the count more than the attitude.
And that's
because-
partnership bridge, right? What level are we both on? I hope it's the
Yeah.
same one.
That's
is-
tough.
you know, that huge advantage that a partnership like Steve and Bobby has that they've been playing.
They've had these mess ups more often than the other pairs have had them, probably. And look at this one. This is going to be a swing in some direction. 4 hearts in the south. The result at the other table is 2 spades making. So
Yeah, I mean it's a valid question in chat too. Even if partner does have the club ace, where's Declare's club
True.
going? Like the spades aren't setting up. So yeah, it's a good question. I'm just saying like it is, and I agree with Adam. It's very easy to get tunnel vision at any level of bridge. Partner returned the 2 of clubs. Thank you, partner. I no longer need to think about the hand. I can relax and save some mental energy. What a great partner for
Appreciate you.
letting me conserve my minus 620. Right? Like that happens all the time.
yeah.
Even I mean, clearly, Kevin bid this one strangely.
Because of the original pass. Like what was? Let's see his original hand here. Okay, all we've seen is a spade go, so we have
All
that.
right. Well, he's got.
So
I mean, he doesn't
strong
have
club
any
pass. No bid over that.
strong club. Partner overcalls a
Diamond,
heart.
partner bit of heart, spade, just 2 hearts.
I mean, the 1 heart bid over in the precision auctions, there's often just noise,
Yeah,
right? Like it doesn't.
and he doesn't.
So Kevin, like you're not necessarily thinking about game
and he doesn't
when
necessarily.
they open a strong club.
Yeah, got it.
But I mean,
But then he bids 4 hearts. That's the.
you bid,
Well, right. I mean, after. Oh,
right? Couldn't you bid 2 spades instead and like let partner decide over 3 spades what to do?
right. Did
I
he
mean, I
think 2
think
hearts
it's.
was
I think
gonna
the weird
buy
thing was
the
just 2 hearts
contract?
and then 4 hearts. Like that. That's kind of making your own decision for your side.
Wonder if he thought 2 hearts might buy the contract, but then when it didn't, gosh,
It
I don't
seems
know.
like that might be what it was. Like he's just
Like Queen Doubleton of Spades. It's
queen
like,
third.
this is-
Queen third.
Oh,
He-
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's even worse.
Oh, no, agreed. I just letting you know that the spade was third.
I forgot.
So, Kate, you're in the YouTube chat. You're absolutely right. The number of boards and just the length of these matches makes it a much truer test of the skillful. The best team is supposed to win more often in these times, but again, It's the team that's playing the best over 60 boards, basically, in 2 days. You know, so
But
180
man.
boards.
any top player will tell you if they're the favorite, they
Oh.
want to play as many boards in the match as possible.
Absolutely. In fact, when we do those GNTs in New York, you can kind of tell which teams think they might have the better edge because they're the ones lobbying for way more boards, right? So it's just
Yeah.
King of
you want to beat out those little things that might happen that you
Right.
need time to recover from.
Right, because like
the
if
King of
we bid
Diamonds.
to- if
I'm
we bid
sorry,
to-
I don't mean to interrupt, but what is the King of Diamonds switch here?
yeah, that's crazy. Not crazy. It's just it's not
What
good.
happened? It's just trick 2, guys.
This is trick 2. It went spade to the king, king of the.
We don't need to
Looking-
make the newspaper at trick 2.
Looking at ace fourth and dummy here, just I guess does he just look at this and say, well, I'm not beating this unless partner has the queen of diamonds or I'm getting some sort of delayed. He doesn't even have a trump entry here.
Is that true?
Maybe he thinks he has a trump entry.
I mean, he can't expect
You can't expect to play
Declarer
hearts
to
at a
not
10.
play him for any missing high card. He opened a strong club.
Interesting.
I mean, these guys don't do things for no reason. So oftentimes, when I look at something, my immediate reaction is, "Well, that's stupid," and then I spend the next 20 minutes trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what level he's on and what level you're not on, maybe.
They were getting 2 clubs, a diamond, and a spade. I mean, yeah, we can see that.
Yeah,
Um,
they can't.
But
I don't think he's
wonder-
blown the defense here, though, to the point where they're going to make it, right? Or have they? They still have to lose
They're still getting a diamond trick.
a diamond and a couple clubs, right?
Like they're still going to score the jack of diamonds.
Yeah. They have no.
Presumably, Hampson's 3 spades is some values. I mean, he bid
Yeah,
a
I mean-
diamond, so he's
He definitely
We-
has some values. Can that hand
Guys,
be just the ace of clubs?
Lebowitz up 19 now, 61-5 in this set. Massive, just
Wow.
comeback, and now surging to the lead.
I mean, remember how much were they down
They were
15 boards ago?
they're up 19 now, so they were down 30, 39, something like that. I don't know. It was a lot.
39 to okay, so they're having a bit of a romp.
They've
Yeah,
outscored
120
them by
boards
56.
is a real test of endurance.
Huge. In fact, we're going to see bad bridge in the finals, right? For sure.
Yeah,
Not bad
the-
bridge, but like we're going to see more good players make weird plays that don't make sense, other
Fatigue-
than holy cow. I'm
Fatigue will
exhausted.
definitely be an issue. I don't know if he can end play. Oh, maybe he can end play West now. I was thinking if he got off the diamond suit now, he might. There might be no end play, but yeah, I wonder if West could get thrown in to lead away from the jack of diamonds.
or to lead away from the ace of clubs as well. 'Cause
You know,
could
it's
toss him
interesting
with a diamond.
So a couple things about the number of boards. It was asked a couple days ago why they play 60 boards instead of 64. Because if you play 64, then every player, if there's sets of 16, then in each set every player is dealer
Seats.
all 4 times and all the vulnerabilities, and so there's a tiny bit of unfairness in playing 15 boards because there's one side that like isn't vulnerable, like there's less opportunity for make up a swing.
But that's true for
I know
both
in the-
sides of the teams too. So
It's true for
evens
both
out
teams,
there.
yeah. So it's not like unfair to one team. It just is weird.
It's just not
inequity.
uniform, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that like the Vanderbilt used to be sets of 16 and they cut it down to 15 for slow play reasons. But the Bermuda Bowl has always been 120, hasn't it? Or
It's so funny. I was just there last year and I don't even remember, but I'm pretty sure. No, it was 120, but I thought wasn't one Bermuda Bowl, maybe it was a different. Is it the Olympiad maybe that they play a 3-day final? Or am I
I'm
just
not sure.
inventing that having happened at some point? For some time I just remember maybe the finals was 3 days, but
finals is longer in the Bermuda Bowl. It's an extra session or 2.
it wasn't this last time though. It was kind of the same, at least if I remember.
No,
But
there's another solution to dealing with the pace of the play, and you could just make them play faster and still play 16 boards.
That's been suggested, yeah.
and
But
give stiffer penalties for slow play. But there was a question about a clock in bridge also, or and here's how I would consider that. If there was some sort of clock in bridge, there should certainly be what you have in other sports like pool and other thing. Like, hey, I need an extension, right? I'm going to need a little more time, or in poker, like.
yeah, the time chips.
But I mean, you just see a lot of and you want time to think in these events, especially the deeper you get, clearly. But in lesser events, I think time could be a little bit better managed.
Even in this event, like it's a timed event. Part of the skill should be getting to the right answer in a reasonable amount of time.
So it looks like that King of Diamonds lead didn't cost because partner showed up with the Jack of Diamonds, and it's all good. But
and that is
two imps
for Juster. So this is, I mean, we might stick with this match in the next one. Also, we have lots of options, guys. But why don't this looks like it's probably going to be the same, right? We're not really seeing too much here. This is the hand we sweated from Steve's perspective.
Yeah, there's like nothing going on here.
So why don't we take our break now, and I will see you guys in a few moments for the next set. In fact, I owe you a link to a different Zoom set, so I'll send that to you guys now.
What's our time for the next set, everybody?
I will tell you in a second.
1:30.
1:45, I believe.
Oh,
and
that makes sense. They have to have a 20-minute break.
Yep, and that's for our East Coast people. 1:45 Eastern time, 12:45 for me. But basically, it's 22 minutes from now. I will see you gentlemen for it then, and we'll see the rest of you here. Thanks for such a great showing, not only in the chat but in the attendance. This was the most attended event we've had so far. So, obviously, when you bring the stars out, people flock to the broadcast.
Greg brings the crowd.
All right, guys, we'll see you in a few minutes. And
my milkshake brings all the kibitzers to the yard.
Wait, can we have a performance of that on the way into the next session, please?
Nope.
Okay, great. That's
hard
Thank
pass.
you all for being here, Greg and Rob. Lots of fun.
Thanks.
We'll see you.
And thank you guys both for doing this, and I'll thank you again more profusely in the next set, guys. See you soon.
All right.
Okay.